Welcome to Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast, your podcast dedicated to all things Animal Crossing. Episode 158 is brought to you by Rebecca Thompson, Kay Angel, and Ashley, some of our newest Patreon patrons. This week, Nina, Sergio, and I are going to discuss the major updates for Animal Crossing New Horizons and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. So to begin, hello Sergio, how are you doing?
Hi Chuy, I'm doing pretty awesome. What about yourself?
I'm doing great. And then hi Nina, how are you?
I'm good. I'm on vacation, so very good.
Nice.
Vacations are fantastic. I love them. So I guess we've all had some pretty big weeks here. We've got this big update in both Animal Crossing games that are going right now. Before, I guess, Nina, let's start out with like a little what's going on in your island thing, if you want to tell us about your spot.
Keel Hall update. I've started a new character. You inspired me because you've been talking about how you have all these new characters and how much art you're getting from Red and stuff like that. So I've started a new character. She's going to be like a little witch character. Her name's Violet, and she's going to live up in my graveyard and replace Annalisa as my tarot reader. And so
cool.
I've moved Annalisa down to the shopping district where I've set up like a little sewing yard for her, like a sewing garden, so she can like make the fabric for Sable, who cuts the fabric into clothes, who sells it with Mabel. Right? Mabel? Sable? Yes.
Yeah. So she's an honorary Able sister at this point.
At the moment, yes. So that's
pretty awesome.
It's been fun. Having a new character has kind of sparked me playing like more enthusiastically, I guess. It's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I really like about it is like you have not just like, I don't know, I guess the big thing is you have all of this new interior space to work with. Like you do get a pretty huge house after you've upgraded it to the max, but like once all that stuff is decorated, you tend to start to fall into that I really like where it is right now land, and you don't want to change it too much unless you're me, when I'm just like always thinking about, oh, this could be better kind of thing. But you add another character, and that's just like so much freedom to take those items that you really like but have no place for in your own home and start messing with them in a new way. Have like, it just comes with all that new inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I've really enjoyed it. I've been, every time I look at items now, I'm just like, oh, this would be great for this person or this character. Like, I don't only think about it for myself anymore. Like, and I don't know, I feel like it's a good time of year to get into that mood too, where you should be shopping around for other people if you can. and so I feel like that is getting me a little bit into the mood. I'm starting to think of like, oh, I haven't even thought of my own list, Jackie. What are we gonna get? I think my family wants to get that together now because they're doing shopping. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just in that mindset of like I gotta get people stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So how's your island been going, Sergio?
It's been going pretty nice. Not a lot of changes. The last major big one. I move around some of the flowers in the cedar trees just to have an easier time with the mushrooms. I've been doing pretty well with that. I've been getting a good amount every day. And I'm really looking forward to Wednesday because it's Wolfgang's birthday.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. I wish I could give him 3 things. I want to give him a hat, a jacket, and a piece of furniture.
That's pretty awesome. I love whenever you get that random birthday. I feel like, a lot of people tend to just get their 10 characters and then who knows when their birthdays are. It could be like way across the other side of the calendar.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I have a birthday that I'm going to be celebrating on Tuesday. I guess podcast release day. Shep, who I just moved in, his birthday is right around the corner. So
Nice.
Cute.
Yeah.
Sergio.
I guess
if you make another character, you could give Wolfgang more presents.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, you get more birthday parties.
Yeah.
You can invite Nina and I over. We can go give them some of the presents you want to give them too.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
We can get our little birthday counter going on our.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, just so you all know, if you go to another island to celebrate a villager's birthday, that will count towards your Nook Miles reward. So there are people who have completed that like 50
Oh,
birthday task or
wow.
whatever that's on there. So they do stack. Unlike, unfortunately, the KK Slider shows, like you do not get extra KK Slider shows if
Oh,
you go on another island.
yeah, that's
So
cheating.
I
yeah,
used to cool.
yeah. Honestly, like I'm starting to think the big KK Slider reward is like 200 or something crazy like
Yeah.
that because I'm at the 50 or 31. I don't even know how much, but 200. No, I think it's going to be 100. Sorry. 200 would be 4 years of KK Slider shows to complete that. But 100 is just under 2 years, so it's doable, you know?
Hmm.
Um, but I'm already mad at myself for skipping some
Oh,
weeks. Yeah, I've missed. I can remember three, but I imagine it's like four or
mhm.
five or something,
Oh man, I never
which
go
is
to
too many.
KK. Mm,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
That's messed up, Nina.
I know.
You gotta go support. He's a local artist. Just
I
kidding. He's
know.
totally not local. He flies in every day. Yeah, as far as my island goes, I've been going crazy with the mushroom stuff lately.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm decorating like crazy. The trees have got me so pumped because they're all bright red right now
Yes.
and they're so beautiful. So I've got mushroom stuff all over the place. I'm trying to strike that balance of like making mushroom furniture and also using the mushrooms as decorations because they
Mm.
made each of them really cute this time around. At least like the skinny mushrooms really cute, the flat mushrooms really cute, and unfortunately those go towards some of my favorite mushroom furniture pieces as well.
Mhm.
So I'm just like I can't use too many because I want some for decorations, but I also want to use a bunch. Today I
Yeah.
looked out and got 5 skinny mushrooms. That was what
Whoa.
I got. And I was just like,
Nice.
yes, because I used like 1 billion yesterday to craft with these. So,
Man, I'm
y-
having such a hard time with the recipes still. I'm very jealous.
have you been trying the trick that I sent you?
A little bit, but I've also been doing a lot of like landscaping and stuff. So I have, well, not landscaping, but like path laying down,
Mm.
paving.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been getting balloons, but none of them are recipe balloons.
Yeah,
Oh,
I wonder why. I don't know what it is with this one because I was struggling for a bit too, where I was
Hmm.
just like not getting anything. I'd probably go like 8 to 10 balloons in a day and not get a single recipe, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden something changed, and then it was like, here's a recipe, here's a recipe, here's all the
Mm.
oh.
recipes. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like the rates this time, and it's pretty common too. Like I'm seeing this all through like the internet as well. Like I've been seeing some people reply to my tweets where they're like, "I can't get a single mushroom recipe. What is going on?"
Hmm.
And I'm like, "What is going on?" Because a lot of people are having this issue. So I don't know. I hope it gets a little bit better. I've kind of saved a couple for you, Nina. So you should be
Oh,
good.
thanks.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah, I
just
figured.
November, right? It's like it's almost over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it literally started a week ago today for us, the maple leaf season, and it's basically going to be done once the end of this week happens.
Hmm.
It's all gone. The maple leaves are done. It's winter time officially. We're going to have a bunch of new stuff, which we're going to talk about very soon. But yeah, it's pretty much over essentially. I spent this past weekend shaking a bunch of trees to get like excess acorns and pine
Mm.
cones for my
Hmm.
island because
Yeah.
once again that's another really cute item that I'm like, oh, I kind of want this just to be on the floor for
Yeah.
decoration.
They're adorable.
Yeah, they're so cute. So I've got like another bunch of 30 acorns, another bunch of 30 pine cones. I don't think the rates of appearance have improved at all
Mm-mm.
on
Oh.
those. I've still got like 600 some branches trying to get all of that. So, yeah, I think it may have gotten a little better, but it still feels like I've shake the tree a lot and not a single acorn or pine cone comes out.
Man, they've got to work on that, especially
Yeah.
with these short-lived seasons. It's tricky, and I'm a little frustrated.
Yeah, especially when I'm playing. Honestly, when I'm playing in handheld, I am so worried for my little Joy-Con, my Animal Crossing New Horizons themed Joy-Con. That little A button is gonna die on this thing, just from me shaking trees over and over. And we all know the Joy-Con, they're not the best.
Yeah.
It's not a sturdy piece of technology. It's a very nice and convenient piece of technology, but sturdy, no. Cool. So let's actually get into this. As promised, we want to talk about the New Horizons updates and the Pocket Camp updates. We're going to start with New Horizons because it's more important and better, and we like it more. So we'll just take this point by point, talk about each of them as they come up. But first thing we're going to talk about is the 9 new reactions that we've received. They are sit down, wave goodbye, take a picture, sniff sniff, hilarious, workout, yoga, here you go, excited, and ta-da. So have both of you gotten these reactions in your
Yes.
collection?
Yes, they were easy. They were just Nook Miles, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and this is kind of the thing I brought up a long time ago where I just I want more of the updates to add things that we can buy in Nook Miles. 2 things is pretty okay, but we need a whole big Nook Miles reward update, I
Yeah.
think. But as far as these go, they're adorable.
They're
I
so
sit down
cute.
everywhere. I'm sitting down as much as possible. I see my villagers walking by. I'm just like, nope, can't. I'm sitting, blocking your path. It's over for you. How does it feel?
I really
Yeah,
like take
right?
a picture too. It's super cute.
Yeah, yeah. Have you run into villagers just sitting and, doing a photo with them?
Not yet.
What about you, Sergio? Have you been playing with these reactions?
Yes, definitely. My favorite is sit down, for sure. And I actually replaced 3 of my previous reactions. I forget which ones, but I definitely need sit down. And I also like exercise and yoga. I guess I like the ones that are more like actiony.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I like these 3, and sitting down everywhere is amazing.
Yeah, and the workout and yoga are really long. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've both just let them run through, but it's like a solid minute, 2 minutes or something to
Wow.
get through each of them
Oh.
because they the yoga one. You're switching positions, you're doing different
Yeah.
poses, you're switching sides and everything. It's like you're doing yoga with your character. You could put that up on the screen, forget Ring Fit Adventure, just follow your little avatars, your little villager person's instruction, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
The workout one, I keep doing it. Every time, and I just keep I play a certain song in the background. I'm actually gonna make a little joke video about this later, but I keep putting a song on and having it play while my character's doing the workout thing.
Oh my gosh.
And Jackie and I just crack up at it. It's so perfect.
What is it like that Detective Pikachu video on YouTube that was the same length
Yeah.
as the movie
Oh,
that
yeah.
came out?
Yes, that was the greatest thing ever. Also, I think it's Detective Pikachu.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. I'm sorry.
No, but yeah, it's the exact same idea where just somebody's dancing around in the background to the
Nice.
song.
So
I think I'm really excited to play with that feature at Harv's Island. Harv's Island has gotten me
Ooh.
pumped lately with these reactions and stuff.
Mhm.
Just overall, I feel like there's so much room for creativity between creating a setting but also making your villagers feel more alive in that setting. So more than ever I'm just I want to remake movies in Animal Crossing
Oh.
with these things. I'll probably start by just doing a little trailer because 2 minutes will take me forever to
Yeah.
do anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got ideas since these reactions have come out, and
Nice.
they're just so good. They've completely replaced my wheel of
Yeah.
reactions, and whenever I respond to somebody, if it's good, I'm just take a picture. If I'm into it, I'm taking a picture of it.
So
That's
cute.
living that Instagram life.
I can't wait for Chip to come now. I can take pictures with him.
On,
Yes.
the only thing I want, actually, there's two things I want out of these reactions. The first, and I think a lot of people will agree with this, the sit down reaction needs to let you do other reactions while you're
While
in
you're
that sit down
seated.
Oh,
position.
yes.
It does not let you right now. I think that's a shame. It's truly a missed opportunity there. The other thing, I don't know if anybody's mentioned this at all, but I mentioned it when Chip would take your pictures and everything. He does that little selfie one,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I have always wanted to get that picture, like the one that he took, that selfie of both of you together. That is the picture that I want. And so I want to be able to see like my little snapshots that I take with my take a picture emote.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Because I feel like you also get like a different angle of your island, you know?
True.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on. This next one is another item that you could, item, but it's something you can buy with your Nook Miles. Once again, it's a redemption item. It's 6 new hairstyles, and the big thing that happened with these is that they are incredibly inclusive hairstyles. We've got more that are just better for people of color in general, for black people especially, and one that just lets you be bald as well, which is I don't know, I feel like this is the biggest complaint we see a lot of the time in the internet. It's just that like people want more inclusive features in Animal Crossing, and it's happening. It's like the
Right.
devs are listening and making it happen and making it be a game that really is about self-expression and being who you want to be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's super exciting. And yeah, and I love that we kind of had this back and forth with the devs too, because people were asking for these like inclusive hairstyles, you know? And now we finally got them. So I hope it's because they were listening.
Yeah, yeah. And I hope, this definitely shows that there are very few limitations with what they can do for an update,
Yeah.
you know? I definitely expect more reactions to come, more hairstyles to come, more hair colors could happen in the future. We already got introduced to like new eye colors and skin tones in the Halloween one. Like anything is possible. Like anything that doesn't exist in the character customization today, it very well could in the future. And it sounds like Nintendo is definitely open to making it happen.
Right.
Yeah, which is new for them.
Yeah, we are definitely in kind of an uncharted territory with this game. I think in general, especially since the new CEO has taken over, he's definitely one of the more young staff members in Nintendo. I
Yeah.
think he's in his 40s or so, I believe.
Okay.
Which is crazy young for like being a CEO of a Japanese company. Like they're very traditional, very they're I don't know. It's just kind of their culture, right?
Yeah.
They have a lot of respect for their elders and where they came from and their past traditions and everything. But seeing this new CEO, like the plan has always been going away from kind of like shipping a complete package of a video game. And while there are definitely good complaints and arguments against that, I think overall their strategy with this has been like, we want these games to be alive for a lot longer than they are. Like they can release and people can have their fun with them, but I think it works really well for games like Animal Crossing that are meant to be played over a long span of time. So seeing these updates come out I think Animal Crossing of all games is one that it works for. I know there's a lot of frustrations for people who feel like they wish there were features here that they maybe had in New Leaf, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, I think it's gonna happen. Like anything can happen with these upgrades. So I'm excited about it. And I don't know if you both saw it, but somebody made their little villager look like Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And that was adorable.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
cool.
Yeah. The total side note after my
That's okay.
my rant about that. But yeah, overall, I don't know. I think it's really great. I think the thing that I've always loved about Animal Crossing is that like self-expression and allowing people to be more expressive in themselves and their characters. It's a huge step for sure.
Yeah.
So the next upgrade from here was a home storage upgrade. This is another one that people have been really asking for. Have both of you hit that 1600 limit before?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty times for
Yeah.
me. So that got updated. We now have room for 800 more items. It's a step forward for sure. I think I won't have to worry for like the next month or two. Who knows? There are a lot of new items coming to the game. But 800 more slots. We can now hold up to 2,400 things, 2,400 items. That is a really good amount. I'm not going to say it's an excellent amount. It's really good. Considering we're probably going to get a lot more to fill up our homes with. But
Yeah.
the big thing with this is you have to pay off your final home loan in order to upgrade your storage space, which it's 2,400,000 and something thousand bells, almost 2.5 million bells. The storage upgrade is also 500,000 bells. So if you have not paid anything from that loan, you're looking at a solid 3 million to get this upgrade.
Oh my gosh.
Nina, did you pay off your final home loan?
I did actually. Yes.
That's good. What about you, Sergio?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we were all okay with that.
Yeah.
There were plenty of people who were like, oh, great. Now I have to pay off this thing. I'm broke. And I'm just like, trust me, I've been there. I just paid off a couple other characters' houses.
Oh
My
man.
bank account went to 0 in this game.
Wow.
Which I haven't seen since like, week 2 or 3 of turnips. But yeah, so that's a big thing. You have to pay nearly 3 million bells if you haven't done it. Otherwise, if you're paid off, it's 500,000 bells to upgrade. Totally worth it. The other thing you need to know, you're going to wait a day before it kicks in.
Right.
As all construction projects go with Nook, you're going to wait another day. For a lot of you, that's not an issue. You're just going to time travel forward. You've got it. It's fine. For others, for myself, I was really glad I did it the night before.
Nice.
Okay, so another small update that we got. Random dream islands are now possible at the Dream Suite. So this is something that I pointed out before where it's just like, why can't we go to random islands? That seems really weird,
Yeah.
Nintendo. That was that was the first time where I was like, this was already a new leaf. Why didn't you bring it here? Have you both tried the Dream Suite at all yet?
I've been to one island from
That's
our
big.
Discord. Yeah. That's about it. I don't know. I need to do more. I know I do it, and I love seeing everybody's, different ways that they decorate their island and getting inspired. I just have still been so focused on my island lately. I don't know. It's an excuse,
Yeah.
I guess.
No, I mean, I totally get you. I mean, that was why I avoided it for a long time in the beginning. Like, I went to maybe a couple islands. One was Jackie's already, but, just to get a feel for it, test some things out, see what was possible, that kind of thing. And for the next, like, month or two, I avoided it because I was, like, in the midst of redoing my whole island, and I was just like, I actually don't want to get too influenced by some of the ideas that I see out there, I wanted to let my own brain handle that. So I guess, Sergio, have you gotten to try it out more?
Yeah, I actually did. I think it was last Friday. I visited Miss Candle's island. She's from our Discord.
Oh,
Her
yeah.
island is Jubilee, and it was very
Cool.
nice. Yeah, I should be going to more islands more often, and it's nice to get the random feature because that's one that I was hoping that had been in from the first day we got the Dream Suite. So now it's here. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really great. And, this wasn't exactly in the trailer that we got for the update or anything, but Nintendo did tweet later an official, like, Nintendo Island. I haven't gone and checked it out
Oh
yet, but they
yeah.
do have a dream address that you can visit now. So I have heard that it's kind of empty, kind of a mess.
Oh
And
no.
that's a bit of a bummer because I was hoping that it would be like some
Yeah.
of these locations that we've gotten in the trailers and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Imagine like they have the white fences and everything.
Oh my god.
Oh, people would flip.
Yeah.
People would be so angry. Honestly, I'm waiting for that customized fence update.
Yeah.
Why is it not existent? And please, Nintendo, make sure every fence has a mossy option for
Yeah.
me. Thank you.
Man,
Especially
but-
moss that changes with the seasons.
Oh, that would be really cool.
hmm
But the new Leaf Nintendo Town was so cool. I'm really sad to hear that this one's not good.
I mean, I don't know if people have said it's not good, but I think people have, kindly put that it needs some work. And it seems like they haven't played much on it quite yet.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's something that they keep working at over time. I remember who did we have on the show? I think it was Great Fairy Carrie. I think she's talked to the person who worked on Reggie Fils-Aimé's home. in
Yes.
New
That's
Leaf.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And I'm just like, whoever, just hire somebody for that job. That's the dream job.
Yeah.
Essentially, the person who gets to work on the Animal Crossing island for Nintendo. Where's the application? Can we sign up?
I did hear that there's a character on that island named Nina.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'll have to go check it out and find out if it's true.
Yeah, I definitely want to see that. Cool. So let's continue with this. The next update is that we got another Pocket Camp item. If you have not yet, and maybe some of you cannot anymore, but Pocket Camp, there is a code that you can get from Pocket Camp. It's totally free to get, but once you type that code into your Switch, you will get a whole lot of Pocket Camp items. I don't know if you have to do that for this one. I assume that you do. I already had mine plugged in, so I think it just got updated automatically with it.
Right.
Or it came to everybody's, but there is a Pocket Camp phone case. So the phone case that you have in your Pocket Camp game, you can now have it in New Horizons. Both of them have phones. I didn't realize that they were Nook phones, both of them.
Okay, but when I downloaded this, I thought it meant that it was gonna be like a skin for my Nook phone. But
Oh.
it's an object. It's like a little fake phone that I guess you could put on a table. It might look cute in a bedroom or a modern bedroom, but like I can't use it on my pirate island.
That's pretty strange. I actually, you know what? I just assumed that it was also going to be like a little skin that I could put on my phone.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like that's what I was hoping, to have a little
Right.
Pocket Camp phone case. No.
Yeah. I mean, I've been kind of happy with my case that I have like on my phone, so I was a bit hesitant toward changing it, so I didn't even like think to try, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering, that's so weird. Now I'm testing it out because I just have to check.
Or do you have your game open? Because if I'm remembering correctly, too, it doesn't like lay flat. It lays like kind of at an angle, sort of. Am I making that
Yeah, it
up?
looks like a lost item, basically.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah. Okay, should I... Oh, no. I actually have gone into the DIY workbench, and I chose the customize option, and then I picked the Pocket Camp phone case, and now it's letting me customize my Nook phone.
Oh.
Your Nook phone now.
Yes, there it is. My Nook phone is now the
Whoa.
Pocket Camp
Oh,
phone.
there you go.
How bizarre. I didn't even think to do that.
Yeah, because it kind of shows up like how the phone customization kits show up.
Yeah.
If you've ever bought one of those. I bought one ages ago.
Yeah.
So, it's been a long time. But yeah, if you just go and customize it, it should
Okay.
replace your phone case. and
Man,
you'll be
I'm
good.
glad we figured this out on the podcast.
Yes.
Live for everybody. Cool. So the next one, these are going to be huge for people who maybe share an island, who are looking to get a new Switch. But Nintendo has announced that we have island and resident data transfers officially. So there's a couple things to this one. You can either move an entire island on your Switch. So this is going to be everything, your whole island, all of the characters, the villagers, the homes, all your items, every single thing that exists in your save data for Animal Crossing New Horizons. You can transfer that from your current Switch to, say, a New Horizons themed Switch. So, the holidays around the corner, maybe you asked for that as a present, and maybe you get that. But regardless, if you're looking to upgrade your Switch, maybe there's a Switch Pro on the way, you never know.
Yeah.
You now have the ability to do so. That was not
Wow.
possible before this, unless, your Switch was lost or damaged. Nintendo could back up your save file onto your replacement Switch. But, you had to probably have to prove that it was lost or damaged, but I don't know how you'd prove if
Yeah.
it was lost. You could just say it's lost.
Yeah.
So it was kind of possible. It would have to be sketchy, but I think they tried to limit people to doing it only once, which not great,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now we're free to do that. It's totally. I actually don't know how it works, but it's probably easy enough. In the past, I have transferred like my 3DS data from one 3DS to a new 3DS, which those are the correct words for that.
And it was
somehow.
always so scary because you hear experiences of people's islands getting lost in the transfer. It was
Yeah.
always very scary time, those transfers.
Yeah, always a little scary. Hopefully this one works. I haven't really seen anybody try it out yet, so I don't know, but there is another option here, and this is a resident transfer. So the one caveat with this is that it cannot be the island representative. So the first person who logged into this island and created it, they cannot be transferred, but any secondary character can. So this will move a resident to a new Switch. It cannot be the island representative once again. The resident will start on a brand new island. This resident will take their home, and most of the items held by the resident and kept in storage will be transferred to an island on the new Nintendo Switch system. They did write the word most. I don't know which items are going to be restricted from going over, know?
Right.
But clearly there are going to be some. Once again, I just don't know about that. But overall, if you're, a lot of people are sharing their island as an example. I know, Sergio, you just talked with somebody who's sharing their island, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So Nathan, who was on the show last week, he talked about sharing with his partner. And now there is a way to transfer, one of their characters to their own place so they can have, just a space that they are more in control of. And once again, this is going to be good for those siblings who have been fighting over their islands this whole time. Maybe one of them finally gets a new Switch, but doesn't want to lose all the progress that they've already made, so they can just start anew, right? The next one from there, these are, of course, the ones that are going to get people probably the most excited, but we've got Turkey Day and Toy Day. Some specifics that we got from the press release were that Franklin is going to come to the plaza and help cook dinner. They're the celebrity chef that's going to be around for Turkey Day. All we really know is that we're going to complete the event and get a special gift from Franklin. I know those items are out there that people can look them up and everything. Personally, I have not looked at any of them outside of, looking at the trailer over and over and going like, ooh, what's that? I need it. So yeah, I hear there are like over 100 new items that they added through this. So yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting so far. The other things that you need to know is it is only available if you've upgraded your resident services from that green tent to the actual big building. So Franklin will not come to your plaza if you are still in that like first week of the game.
Right.
He's not going to visit. That I thought was interesting. I didn't notice that said anywhere. But it was one of their like asterisk. There were 4 asterisks next to this one, and yeah, they had a lot of little fine print notices in this press release. But that was one of them. The other thing is that the events are locked to actually happen when an update occurs. So Thanksgiving is locked as of right now. There's no way to get to it unless, you hack some things. I don't really know how that works or how people do it, but I know people have done it and
Oh,
have
wow.
gotten I think they've gotten like Thanksgiving unlocked enough to see how the event goes down and everything. But once again, I'm not one to go and look at those spoilers
Right, right.
or
Yeah.
anything. I'm assuming both of you are also avoiding that.
Well,
Yes.
I wouldn't know how to hack the game if I tried.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like, you could read Animal Crossing World blog or
Oh, I
something.
guess so.
Yeah, so, we haven't seen it. The next event is going to be Toy Day as well. The plaza apparently is going to become gradually more festive throughout the
Mm.
month, which is,
Ooh.
oh, it's so exciting. I can't wait for that. That's always what I want to see with the events. I want to see
Ah.
them like gradually build up to this big event where you're just like, ooh, that's new. Can't wait for this to be part of my celebration. Um,
Yeah. So does that mean for Toy Day, it's going to be like we're going to be able to decorate all month up to Toy Day? Or is it going to be another thing where we get the fun stuff on Toy Day?
it is looking like we will have the whole month to prepare.
Yay.
Things are going to get gradually more decorated starting on December 1st through the 25th. We can purchase some new toy items at Nook's Cranny as well as some holiday clothing at Able Sisters. So already we're going to get access to some things. There's going to be decorated trees as we're very accustomed to, but we can shake them for some special crafting
Aw.
materials this time around. So, yeah, lots of really cool things. It looks like, I think a lot of the struggle with the harvest this update. I mean, we got the October update and that let us kind of decorate with a lot of items prior to Halloween. Of course, there were some that were locked to Halloween, right?
Right.
But harvest we're really seeing like, oh, I can't really decorate till day of with
Yeah.
this event. It's hard to do that when it's not live at the moment.
Yeah.
But Toy Day, it's going to be all month. So we've got from December 1st on, it's going to be busy. There are going to be so many new things because it's not only a new event that's going on for us, it's a new season entirely. Like, this is where it's going to kick off, like, the winter months for us in the game. So expect a lot of playtime over this next month.
Yeah.
Yay.
The other notice here is that Toy Day is starting on December 24th. So, Christmas Eve, for those of you not in the know, that is when it's going to take place. You're going to help Jingle deliver toys, and once again, you're going to receive a special gift for helping him out. So, yeah, I don't know. There's not much outside of that. That's all I really know.
Oh, exciting.
the
I really like Toy Day. I'm so excited.
it's gonna be great, honestly. Like the few little glimpses that I got in that trailer, it's wonderful. So the other thing that wasn't really mentioned, and I don't know if this event was already part of the game or not. I think it might be based on, kind of sneaking a peek at the Nook Miles rewards that I haven't gotten quite yet.
Ah.
But the thing they didn't mention was that there are some seasonal items to celebrate New Year's Eve. December 1st, there will be another set of Nook Stop items that we'll be able to redeem. But there's going to be some additional ones on December 26th through the 31st. So these will be specific for New Year's Eve, and there's going to be a big countdown event on December 31st, and it starts at 7 p.m. So this one, I'm not quite sure if this existed in the game prior, but it does seem like this is the first mention I've seen of a New Year's Eve event. But, it's one that we've expected. We have gotten that in the past. The thing that I'm specifically excited for is that this is a New Year's Eve that I'm going to spend in Animal Crossing. Like,
Yeah.
this is usually New Year's Eve has always been the event that I miss in Animal Crossing. Just because, like, yes, Halloween happens on the night, but there's, a whole long night to do the event. Turkey Day, I usually do it in the morning before everybody's awake. And
Me
so
too.
yeah, so I get to do all of that, then hang out with my family and everything. Toy Day, I can fit it in at some point, right? New Year's Eve is so time specific. Like,
Yeah.
it happens once on the dot. So I'm just like, I'm not ever going to be logged in otherwise for that
Oh.
countdown festival. But this time I'm just like, how about we all get together and
Yeah.
celebrate on somebody's island? New Year's Eve, ring in the new year
You
together
guys,
on Animal Crossing.
It's the best. So New Year's is kind of my Animal Crossing holiday because I don't like going out on New Year's Eve. I like to stay with my dog. He has a lot of trouble with fireworks and separation anxiety sometimes too. So I like take care of the dog. I watch the, countdown on the TV. I stay home. And so I've always really enjoyed the Animal Crossing festivities. The music is always amazing. The countdown is so
Yes.
much fun. I I love New Year's for Animal Crossing, and so I'm excited this year for it because it's not just going to be me at home now.
Yeah, we'll all come over and tell you what, like the really cool thing about that is like we can experience it 3 different times.
Yeah,
We can
that's
do all our different
true.
time zones.
I didn't even
I don't know
think
if
of that.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to stay up till 3 in the morning to
Oh.
ring in the new year with Sergio.
I didn't think of that either.
But it's possible. So yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm excited for this one just because it feels like Animal Crossing is the place to celebrate New Year's
Yeah.
this year.
Yes.
It's the game that carried us through this
Aw.
year.
Exactly, you read my mind. Yes.
True.
Yeah, and just, don't get your hopes up too high. We still have some stuff to get through the beginning of next year. All of this
Yeah.
stuff doesn't end just
Yeah.
because the year's
Right,
over.
right.
So continue being safe, wear your masks, wash your hands,
Or just stay
social
home.
distance, stay home. Cool. So I mean that's all the New Horizons updates. They really packed in this last one with events essentially. Like this is the time to play is what I always tell people. And I don't know. We talked about this for 30 some minutes already, but there is a lot going on in the game and I expect it to keep growing for sure.
And they said that the next update is end of January?
Yes, they said
Okay.
late January. I'm assuming this is going to be our festival update, our Valentine's Day
Ooh,
update.
yeah,
I know
probably
a lot of
both.
people are
Ooh.
hoping for
Yes,
Rooster
yes.
with this one. Just because
For
a
Valentine's.
special thing that happens on Valentine's Day is Brewster gives hot chocolate instead of coffee. So we'll wait to get excited about that.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna happen. It could, but you never know. So yeah, I guess let's go ahead and switch over to talking about the Pocket Camp update. Sergio, I'm gonna let you take the lead here since you went and did these notes. So yeah, take it away.
Sure, no problem. So, yeah, Pocket Camp received a fairly substantial update on November 19. It's close to the 3rd anniversary of the game, so it kind of makes sense that they were saving something pretty big for it. And the 2 biggest features that they added, first of all, is an AR camera. You're actually able to pick one of your campsite villagers and basically you place them wherever you want in the real world thanks to your phone's camera. You place them, you choose the lighting, the pose, or the reaction that the villager does, and then once you move your phone to the right position, the right scale, you can take a photograph. It works very nice. The only minor complaint, or at least I didn't see it, an option to select the special characters. I think you can only pick from villagers that you have
villagers.
had in your campsite. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I did get to play with this pretty briefly, and I mean really briefly, probably I don't know, a minute to 2 minutes or so, but I was pretty impressed with how well you could just move the characters around. It looked really great when you placed a piece of furniture next to them as well. So
Right.
yeah, overall I think it's pretty neat. It's very Pokemon Go in the sense of AR games, But it's different where it's just you can decorate your own little space and make it feel like you live in Animal Crossing, which, where's Animal Crossing VR for us?
Yeah, this could be the start, and honestly, it could lead to some really awesome photos. I'm actually looking forward to seeing if anybody from our Discord can come up with something really nice. I want to
Oh.
mess with it more too, for sure.
Yeah.
And I could have sworn I saw on Twitter someone with KK in their living room. So maybe play around with it a little bit more. Unless they just did it themselves. I don't know.
No, and I think they actually showed that on the reveal trailer.
Oh,
at the
maybe
end.
that's where I saw it. Okay.
So it gave me the false advertising,
No.
maybe, or at least maybe it's something you unlock. Maybe let's hope that's the
Maybe.
case.
Or like
You
if you
can't-
have his special when you do the real money purchase.
Oh, I did. And
Oh,
he's
okay.
not there.
And he's not there. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Weird.
You can't just promise Sergio a world with KK Slider
Right.
and then take it from him.
I know.
Right.
I
That's
thought of
messed
Sergio immediately when I saw that in the trailer.
I want to see every single photo of Sergio from now on with KK Slider.
KK like on his shoulder.
Yeah, just
Oh,
hanging out.
man.
Like your best
Man.
buds.
Yeah.
Like he's your
Hopefully
Digimon.
That'll get unlocked.
Nice. Well, and they actually did add another AR related thing. It's the AR cabin. Basically, the way this works, you pick a spot on the real world with your camera, and you build a cabin. Basically, you put a door there, and you enter. So you have to move your phone around to look around the cabin, and you can invite up to 8 of your camp's villagers there. And basically, you just look at them in the cabin. It looks a little bit clunky, but it works, and it's an interesting angle to look at a cabin and your villages in there.
Yeah, I did not play with this one at all, but it seemed more like it gave me more of the virtual reality vibes with
Yes.
this one.
Right.
Because the space around it is also kind of that digital Animal Crossing cabin, right?
Right. Mhm.
Yeah, so kind of funny they called this one AR, probably just because it feels like it implements like a lot of the motion controls and that sort of thing.
Right.
But yeah, this one, it seemed different. I don't know. I guess, is the setting more of just like your cabin, how you have it decorated and everything?
Yeah, and I believe I may be wrong, but I believe it's a generic cabin. It's not yours in the game. So
Oh.
it's just one like pre-made for that, but you can invite 8 different campsite villagers to it.
Well, that's kind of a bummer because I have all these like musical instruments in my cabin and stuff,
Ooh,
and
nice.
I like it. So it feels like you have to put a lot of work into, just recreating what you already created if you want it to look like that, right?
Right.
Well, it's okay.
So those were the 2 biggest additions, but there's still more. One thing they did, instead of where you used to have amenities and also the fences in your campsite, you can put more furniture there. So, if you're tired of the fences or if you just feel like there's no amenities that would fit your theme or you would rather have more space for furniture, you can do that now. I think that's a pretty nice change.
Yeah, when I played, I guess I wasn't quite sure how you did that. Is it just like automatically implemented, or is there like an upgrade that you have to do to get it?
Good question. I believe it's automatic, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's a new button that we have to look for when we go like into the layout mode on the campsite.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna explain why I didn't play with this too much pretty soon, but yeah, I went the short amount of time that I spent like trying to look for it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to the right spot. Maybe I just had to go into the campsite designer mode to do
Right.
it.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
So another thing that we get with the update is a free month trial of the furniture and fashion plan. I believe that one is either $7 or $8 normally a month, and it gives you access to warehouses, which is just expanded item storage. You get 5 free cookies per month, and you get to choose from, I think, all the previous available cookies, which is very nice. There's a lot of variety there. And you also get to save 5 furniture layouts. So, like, once you have a layout that you like, you can save it. I think that's a good feature.
Yeah, this is a feature that I didn't expect either. It's I forget who mentioned it to us, but basically, you can design your campsite, and if you really like how that looks, you can save it and go back to it later if you ever want to change it. So like you can make a whole seasonal campsite for each season and then just change it back whenever the seasons change and everything. And it's a quick fix instead of the pretty long process of putting everything away, laying everything out once again. It can take a while
Right.
to do that.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention with this fashion plan is it's for sure it's a really expensive plan.
Yeah.
I think it's like almost 3 times the price of what the lower plan
Right.
is.
Right.
Oh.
And I tried it for about a month, just to, like all things Animal Crossing, we got to try it out and everything. The cookies are the coolest part of it because you
Right.
can literally choose every single cookie that has ever been out, and you get to choose 5 of them each month.
Mhm.
And so right now I'm just like, oh man, it'd be really nice to get 5 more cookies right now and try to get that last Mitzi's aviary cookie that I really want. I didn't get the 5-star item from that. Spent money once again on this
Oh,
game.
man.
That's how they get you. They put in one set that you really want, and then you're hooked.
Yeah.
Well, a couple last more things that they added with the update. They added a little bit more inventory for your clothing and furniture items. It went up from 4,000 to 4,300, a little bit, which is nice. And for campsite decorating and layouts, now you can remove all the furniture items at once, which sounds
nice.
very nice when you're
Yeah.
Yes.
working on a layout. And you also get to see how many items you have out and how many more you can add, which also helps
Oh.
with your final layout.
Those are all
Nice.
really, really good because that's exactly what I was complaining about earlier, where it's just like it takes forever to put them out and get them out again.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and that message you get when it's like, your campsite doesn't have room for anything else. You're like, yes, it does. There's room.
You are
So-
lying to me right now.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all really nifty. So it sounds like some of them, it's a mix of stuff that you pay for, a mix of stuff that you don't. So clearly they're trying to sell those subscriptions to the game, but I'm glad that they're at least giving people a little taste because, free stuff every once in a while, it's worth it. So I'm going to complain a little bit. This update doesn't work on my phone anymore. The game, it just doesn't work. I was really sad to find that out because I checked my phone's operating system and I thought I'd be okay. But I don't know, maybe my phone is just it's just not good enough for Animal Crossing.
What
I
kind
think
of a phone do you have?
I go cheap on my phones all the time. I don't get an iPhone. I just get whatever cheap Samsung or something I can find. So mine just doesn't work with these. And the bummer about it is like this update was very heavily focused around AR things. And, the biggest AR game out there, Pokemon Go, like that still runs and works perfectly on my phone. Like clearly the AR isn't a problem. Like I can't use it on Pokemon Go. I actually like haven't really tried or anything, but it's not a requirement for me to be able to still play that game. Whereas, I don't know, I feel like this AR stuff that they added isn't really a requirement either.
No.
Like it doesn't add anything to the direct Pocket Camp game, I feel. Like yes, you can use the items that you collect and all the villagers that you've unlocked and everything to play with the camera, but beyond that, like it doesn't really affect the rest of the game. Like it's a pretty separate feature to it. And I've checked in with my work phone, which is an iPhone that can run the game and everything, and I've redone everything. Because it is linked to my Nintendo account, so everything I got all my items there and everything. The only thing that doesn't transfer over is the Leaf tickets or your subscriptions, which is a bummer. So as soon as I logged in, I got my little prizes from Goose, who's been my little partner in crime as I walk around my island. Well, I guess my Pocket Camp Islands, whatever they are. um, so after that, it said, "Oh, you're no longer subscribed. Goodbye." And
Oh.
so I was like, "All right, well, let me just subscribe again." I cannot subscribe until December 2nd, I think,
Oh.
because my subscription is still attached to
Right, right.
my Samsung phone, and I've canceled it. It doesn't like get canceled early or anything. Like I have to wait
Wow.
until
Whoa.
December 2nd. And I'm just like sitting here. I don't even want to look when this free month of the furniture and fashion plan ends, because if it ends before December 2nd, I can't get it. It literally does not let me sign up for that.
That's true, man.
So I'm like trapped now. I'm just like, and it didn't even like auto unenroll me. Like I had to go
Right.
into my app store and then go to like my subscriptions to unenroll from that subscription. I'm like, how are you going to keep me subscribed to an app that doesn't even work on my phone anymore? That's
Yeah.
messed up. Um, so I don't know. That's my complaints about it. It doesn't work on my phone anymore. I can't take advantage of this free month, especially because I want that Mitzi's aviary cookie. That's the most important thing that you should get out of this. Um, but also, like, I'm not gonna have. I don't know when I'm getting a new phone. I'm just not going to really have access to this game for a while. And I've been playing a lot lately just because it's the only way outside of like Super Mario Run that you can continuously get like platinum points on my Nintendo. And that's really the big thing here, like getting those platinum points, because now that there are physical rewards from my Nintendo, especially the ones that are Animal Crossing themed, I'm going to want a way to consistently get a hold of those. And it's all kind of gone for me now. I've been sad, so I haven't been checking into Pocket Camp. I think I skipped yet
Mm.
the past couple days just because I can't do it. And I'm sad about it.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very strange. I know you're not the only one. Logan, for example, from our Discord, I believe his phone is not even 2 years old, and he also is unable to play
Whoa.
anymore. When I first tried the AR camera feature, it didn't work, and my phone started to overheat, so I had to restart the app. Eventually, later on that day, it worked. I'm just guessing maybe they're working on an update to, improve things and maybe bring back some of the older phones so that the game is compatible. I'm totally with you. As long as you don't use the AR features, you should be able to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, I guess I'm just confused as to how that happened, because honestly, like I got my phone, I don't know, earlier this year, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
it's not like it's an old phone or anything. It's
Yeah.
just a not very expensive, nice phone. And, that's always what I go for, because I'm just like, most important to me is probably that I can call and text people that I need to call and text, and then check Twitter. Like, that's
Right.
all I really want to do on a phone,
Hmm.
anyways. But, the Pocket Camp was a nice bonus for me. So, yeah, I'm sad to see that happen, but I am hoping that, like, just because this update kind of got rid of those functions, or at least like it being functional on different phones, I'm hoping that they can fix that, especially because like I said, this AR thing seems like so much of a side feature to the game that I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't have let it ruin that experience for everybody.
Right. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
bizarre.
thinking? Maybe I let me know if I'm wrong, but I think Tom Nook is running the Pocket Camp Twitter, right?
I
Do
think
you
it's
know where I'm going?
Lloyd.
I think they're working with, Samsung and Apple, and they just want, Pocket Camp on the nicer phones now.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I think it's Lloyd who runs the Pocket Camp Twitter,
Oh
but
yeah.
he's Tom Nook's little minion. We all know this. Like
Yeah.
Lloyd never shows up on your island unless Tom Nook says
No.
so.
Yeah.
He's a
So
robot programmed for Tom Nook.
yeah, the whole idea here is stop playing Pocket Camp, play New Horizons instead. Buy a deserted island for yourself. Get yourself a real home, kid. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into our last segment for today, and this is Haken's Islander Corner. For those of you who don't know, every single week we ask our patrons on Patreon a question and read their answers out loud here. This week's question was, how do you feel about the holidays getting date locked? And we'll probably have a big conversation about this at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess we couldn't fit it in today.
Yeah.
But I guess real quickly, Nina, are you upset about them getting date locked?
No. And I mean, I'm sure we will, like you said, have more time to discuss this probably in December as Toy Day gets closer. But I honestly feel like we might need to have someone on who time travels and who is upset by this because we don't time travel, so it's not making a difference to our gameplay. But I don't. Yeah, so it's not really upsetting me.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. I mean, earlier I just said I am avoiding all of these harvest spoilers and what the
Yeah.
event is and what
Right.
I have to collect and do and everything. So, yeah, we're probably not the best people to ask at this point
Yeah.
in terms of being upset. Sergio, are you there too?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good thing, honestly, for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I have kind of looked into the conversation online and have seen people bring up some good points about like why it shouldn't be overall, and I'm like, yeah, I get you. I'll give you that. But yeah, for all of us, we're just like, this is how the game is played,
Right.
or at
Right.
least how we play the game. So it's not affecting us too much, but I'm sure we're gonna see what our patrons think about
Yeah.
this.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go first, then maybe Sergio, then Nina.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So our first answer is from Arlene Para, and they said, as a recovering time traveler, I appreciate the date locking for holidays. Animal Crossing New Horizons is the first Animal Crossing game I've ever played, but after being in quarantine, I took to time traveling pretty quickly. During spring, I time traveled to my birthday, and when my actual birthday rolled around in July, I regretted it so much. It wasn't as joyful, and I really wished I would have just waited. So I definitely appreciate the date locking because it takes away the time travel temptation. That's the triple T's right there. And I would rather experience those moments in real time when they feel authentic and special. Yeah, so I mean, this is kind of where we are with it, I would say. At least it's where I am. I just kind of like waiting for these things to happen when they happen. I know that's not a luxury for a lot of people because, you know, some people have schedules that just don't abide by what Animal Crossing schedule is. And in the past we've said, change your clock. That's totally fine. We've never been telling people not to time travel. We've recommended trying playing without time travel. It's pretty fun that way, at least for us. But if you want to, I totally get the frustrations here, but I really like this perspective of trying to not time travel anymore and trying to feel these events as they're kind of intended, essentially, by Nintendo, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's cool for people to be up on the same day as us and all trying out the events at the same time and having fun with it, right?
I mean, that's what I like.
Yeah, I'm excited to see people's reactions as they play through their big harvest event this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. So hyphen Morgan ACNH says, I'm okay with it for the Turkey Day holiday as I don't really decorate for Thanksgiving. It is sad though that Christmas is time locked. It's just not realistic. I don't decorate on Christmas in real life for Christmas. That's a good point.
Yeah, and I'll say, if hopefully this show today revealed to you that we are going to get a bunch of items that we can decorate with prior to the event actually happening. So
Right.
not everything is time locked. Some things kind of were. We saw that with Halloween, like I said, where a lot of the really cool Halloween decorations were locked to Halloween Day. So for us non-time travelers, it was definitely frustrating where it was like, man, I wish I could put this little pumpkin carriage around my place.
Mm.
Gonna have to wait till next year.
Mm-hmm.
um, but, Nina, Sergio, and I also fall along the lines of like, we're playing this game for years. So waiting for next year isn't as big a deal for us.
Yeah, I don't even think I've made the pumpkin carriage yet. I'm just gonna wait for next year.
Yeah, you might as well.
Let's see. Mamu says we are pretty devastated. Many a tear was shed on this island. We've been playing exclusively as time travelers, and our gameplay has come to a sudden halt. Guess we'll be taking a holiday break. It's
Oh.
understandable.
Yeah, definitely. If you, like I said, a lot of people like the game better when they're time traveling, and I totally get that. I know people who honestly didn't understand the game until they started time traveling. Like it didn't click with them at all. And then they started time traveling and they're like, oh, okay, I enjoy this now. So if you're exclusively a time traveler, I can
Yeah.
definitely see how this is a bummer. Especially, I will say I've read into the articles about how the time travel is working with these events. You cannot travel forward to an event, but you can travel back. So there is that kind of like safety net if you cannot do the event on the day. You
Right.
can go back to it and do it like that. I know that's a lot of people don't find that as fun or rewarding as going forward to experience it. They kind of feel like, oh, well, you already missed it, so
Yeah.
what's the
Yeah.
point? But, it is an option. You can go back to it, but if that's all you're really hoping to do and look forward to, I can definitely see why this is a pretty devastating blow for you.
Yeah. Well, and Michi and I talked about that in our interview. Like, she has been using the kind of backwards time traveling or was thinking of using it more. So, this is going to be good for people who can't play on that day and they still want to do the holiday.
Yeah, it'll be a good way to get back into it. So our next answer is from Emily Schroeder, and they said, I think it's fine that events are time locked because people can't get certain items early, but I also am concerned about people who may not be able to play on the actual day of the event because of real life celebrations with family and friends. Um, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, like New Year's Eve was always that event for me. That was always the one where I missed it. Like pretty much every Animal Crossing game. I think there were maybe one or two that I caught on Wild World just because it happened to match up with me being somewhere else and just being like, oh, cool, I'll celebrate in Wild World,
Right.
right? But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I totally get it. If you missed the event and it just doesn't feel the same going back to it, I can see that being a bummer.
So Claire said, it feels really odd to me that Nintendo would choose to do this. They have already determining when we get to play holidays via updates, so why add another level of micromanaging how we play the game? It doesn't feel true to the spirit of Animal Crossing, and I'm truly baffled as to their logic here. Claire, I think you know that I feel the same way. Like, I feel like this Animal Crossing is the one that Nintendo kind of has control the most as far as how we play it, or at least in terms of what they make available in the updates. And for the most part, I don't like it. But as things keep happening, I don't know. I feel like it's more like just accept it,
It's becoming the norm that
Yeah.
Nintendo is trying to control how we're playing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely like that. There's so many decisions that Nintendo makes in a lot of their games where it's just like, why are you telling people to play like this and stopping them from being able to play how they want to play?
Yeah.
Like people feel like, oh, I bought this game, but I can't do what I want to do with it. That's weird.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I totally get that argument too.
So, Crossing Chap says New Horizons is the first game where each upcoming event is telegraphed with a launch trailer. And if you're someone who likes to be surprised by the game, then it becomes difficult. You want to get hyped about the holiday or a new feature, but you don't want to get spoiled. I get that some content creators won't like it, and I do sympathize, but ultimately, I'm all for anything that puts us on a level playing field so we can all experience events together. There's a mantra that all kinds are told before the big day. No peeking before Christmas. Oh, all kids are told, sorry, before the big day. No peeking before Christmas. Or do not open until Christmas. Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh, Nintendo is Santa Claus.
You're totally right. They're not giving us the gifts till it's the day, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I'm right here, I would say, on a lot of levels where I'm just like, I appreciated when the bunny day was kind of locked until it happened, and then everybody was experiencing it together. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't full of all of these spoilers and stuff, especially like for players like us who want to see things as they happen. It feels nice to be able to see it at the same time and be able to avoid a lot of it. Of course, this one, the real struggle with this is that, like, the Nintendo Switch is incredibly hackable. People have already gotten into the data. They've already shown off all of the items, what the events are and everything, what you do, what you need. So I don't know. It almost feels like their efforts are futile at best.
Yeah.
And if people want these things really badly, like, they can find a way to get them. There's
That's
like no
true.
stopping it at this
Yeah.
point. So it almost feels like pointless in that sense. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't know. I feel like it's easier for me to avoid, but I'd also avoid it anyways.
Mhm.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm not, I know that stuff is out there, but I'm not going out of my way to see it. I'm just like, nope, I'll keep scrolling. I'll see
Yeah.
it when I'm playing my game.
Mm.
Yeah. And Jackie's one of those people too, where she's just like, I don't even want to watch the trailers. I just want to play it and see it as it happens. So she's ultimately the one who wants to be surprised more than anybody.
I can't even
so there-
imagine not watching the trailers.
Oh yeah, I'm always gonna watch the trailers. For me, I'm just like, I don't think anything that I've ever seen in Animal Crossing has ever really truly spoiled me in a way, because, like, a
Right.
lot of it's so interactive and dependent on how you use it and how you play with it. So I'm gonna watch the trailers for sure, but Jackie doesn't have to. I just have to sit there quietly and be like, just you wait. I want to talk about it, but I guess I'll wait till I talk to Sergio and Nina about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of Haken, an Animal Crossing podcast. Don't want the episode to end? Well, you can keep the conversation going by Nintendo switching over to our Discord. Just follow the link in the description, and you can talk with other people who love Animal Crossing as much as you do, including Sergio, Nina, and me. Want to support the show in a bigger way and get your voice heard during the show? Visit patreon.com/ChuiPlaysNintendo. You can support our show with just $1, get special access to a secret room on Discord, join in on the Haken Islander Corner, and even read a monthly newsletter covering all things Haken and Chuy Plays. We really appreciate the support and put your money towards some great things on the show. Tuned in on YouTube, the comments are a great place to let us know your answers to the Haken Islander Corner. How do you feel about the holiday getting locked? If you dig what you hear, please KK slide over to that review section on your platform of choice. Let people know what they're missing out on. Haken is Wild Production, brought to you by Chuy, Sergio, Nina, and all of our patrons. We thank you for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you all next time.